Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. What a couple weeks, holy cow. I was sick for like 2 whole weeks. I had some pre-filmed content to throw up, so I did do that. But man, I have missed sitting down and actually filming. The last couple weeks have been general chaos. Not cosmetic chaos, just general chaos. So because I was sick for so long, I actually didn't think I was going to have very many favorites this month because I wasn't really trying anything new, because I wasn't really buying anything except for that one haul. But I also was so ill. I was not putting on makeup. I wasn't doing skincare. I was literally just like being a corpse. So that happened. But when I sat down and I actually started pulling out the things I was reaching for a lot in February, there was more than I actually thought. So what I've done is I'm going to insert some clips of some products. I have some skincare, some makeup, and a few things that really didn't strike my fancy, and a few things I was kind of on the fence about. Some old and some new. So before we get into it, I do just want to say thank you so much for your patience with me while I was, you know, stopping being a corpse. And last week was the first week in a while where my job was literally running my life. So we were probably at about 100 hours last weekend. Now we are hopefully going to stabilize out again. So should be back to a few videos a week at the absolute minimum. For those of you that have been around, you know that there was a giveaway running on my channel up until February 28th. So that has been pulled, and I would like to say congratulations to the winner who, let me make sure I'm going to pronounce this correctly. So congratulations to Lorena Emerson at 40 Flirty and Fab on Instagram. You have won the giveaway, and please, I reached out to you via Instagram, so please let me know what your address is in PM and I'll get that out to you. Thank you so much to everyone who entered, and good luck in the next giveaway, which hopefully will be at 10K. All right, so let's jump into my February favorites. So I'm going to actually end with skincare because one of the items is a makeup wipe, and I'm actually going to take my makeup off on camera with it to show you how good they are. All right, so some of this stuff is not new. The first thing I have here is the Dr. Brandt Illuminizer Primer. So when I was sick, my skin was really dry. I was having a really tough time. All around my nose was flaking, as it does when you have a really bad cold. It gets red and flaky, and like my skin on my nose just completely, it retires. It's like, you know what, I don't need to be here, and then it goes. So I started reaching for the Illuminizer Primer from Dr. Brandt, and I've actually had this in a video before where I didn't really like it. I mentioned it a few months ago as well, actually, where I was kind of on the fence about it, and pairing it with a foundation I didn't like actually made me like this and the foundation. When my skin is dry, I've been using this primer and it's been really helping. It's giving that really flawless finish. I'm wearing as much of what I'm mentioning today as possible. So I'm wearing this underneath the Covergirl Vitalist Elixir foundation, which is almost gone, and I've been really loving how that's been looking. In the skincare that I've been doing recently as well, I've changed some things up. I find with the new skincare routine and this primer, my skin is a little less red than it has been, and a lot of the blemishes have been clearing up. So I've been really liking this lately, and I actually got this from BoxyCharm. So I thought I was 100% feeling better, but now that I'm getting into this video, my voice is starting to congest a little bit, and so is my nose. So if you hear me sniffle, it is what it is. I want to do what I love. Okay, so I'm gonna go in as best of order I can in how I do my makeup. So I've actually been reaching for my Modern Renessaince a ton. So this has obviously been around forever. It's been in a million favorites videos over the years. It's been out for quite some time. When this came out, it was like freaking everybody went bananas for it. This is what the inside looks like if you haven't seen it before. I actually hit pan on Primavera, this 2 weeks ago, and I put that up on my Instagram story. I hit eyeshadow, I hit pan in 2 eyeshadows in the last 2 weeks. It was crazy. That never ever happens to me. I think in my whole life I've maybe hit pan on like 3 eyeshadows, maybe 4. So I was pretty pumped about that. But I'm wearing this today. I've been pairing this with tons and tons of different palettes. I've been wearing it almost every single day, and that's very unlike me. I've been using Tempura as my brow bone highlight and my inner corner highlight. I'm really liking Bon Fresco, which is this like lilac purple here. I was surprised at how much I was reaching for it, to the point where it's actually dirty on the outside now, and it never was before, and I've had this since it came out basically. So it's always important to go and actually look at things that you really used to love and used to reach for all the time, especially with all these people on no buys and everybody shopping their stash. If there's something you're like, oh, I should declutter that, I really don't use it anymore, make yourself use it for a little while, because you may actually realize you never stopped liking it, you just forgot about it. Okay, so next up is actually something that was just in that recent haul, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight. So this is something that I never thought I would buy, and I actually technically didn't buy it. If you haven't seen it, I did a video on a huge Sephora haul I was able to do by using all of my points on those gift cards. I ended up being able to get actually 6 of those gift cards, and I went completely bananas and bought all the things. So I bought a whole bunch of stuff I wouldn't have necessarily bought under my own accord. This is one of those things. When I first tried it, I was kind of like, I don't know. And I truthfully prefer the bronzer or the sculpt shade over the highlight shade. This one personally I have in fair medium. The highlight doesn't really do too much for me, but I can't actually get over how I feel about the bronzer. So what I've started to do is actually bring up my contour a little bit, and it makes it look a little bit more natural for me, and actually is thinning out my face more. I'm doing the same with my blush. I basically used to put my contour right into the hollow of my cheekbone, or yeah, into the hollow of my, I don't even know what to call it. I'm going to call it a cheekbone. Into the hollow of my cheekbone, and then I would put my blush like more here and then kind of here. So now what I've been doing, and you'll see it in the little video that I'm going to input, is I've been bringing my contour up to kind of where my hairline is, and then putting my blush more here and up, and then kind of anything that's left on my brush I bring towards the front. So that's made a huge difference. I've actually never really been big on putting bronzer on my hairline either, and with this I have been, because it blends so nicely. It does just give that little extra something. But would I go out and repurchase this again? As of now, no, but I am super happy with the purchase, and I'm glad I got to try it, and I totally understand why people like it so much. So what I have been using prior to this was the Bahama Mama bronzer. And as you can clearly see, I've really done some damage on this through the years. This is in my video of products I want to use up in 2019, but now I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be finishing this up because I only really reach for this. I'm sure I'll be able to go back and forth because I get bored of products and I like to move things in and out, but this has currently been replaced by the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Another product I probably never would have bought myself, and I'm actually going to do a full review on, is the Natasha-Nonna Bloom Blush and Glow palette. So the inside does look like this, and I really appreciate that they've actually put a cover on the cream products. So you have this little dew-whack here. Honestly, brands, take notes, because that shit is redonkulous. So when I saw this on Sephora's website, I was like, oh, super pretty, gonna try it for sure, especially because I've been really liking cream products in the last 6 months or so. And then I was like, oh my god, this blush is gonna be bananas. It's gonna be way too dark. So, this is where your tools come in. You need to make sure you're using the right tool for the job, because when I first tried it, I used the blush brush that I always use, which is this one. It's fairly densely packed, and as you can see, it has blush all over it. So it's very, very dense, and like, there's a lot going on here. This packs pigment on like nobody's business. So the first time I did this, I put it in that shade and put it on my face, and then I was like, oh, fuck, I look insane. So I was like, well, now I don't like this product. What am I going to do? What a waste. And when you use the gift cards to buy a product, you actually can't return the product. You can only exchange it like for like if there's something wrong with the one that you have. So what I did was, well, maybe if I go with something a little less densely packed, it will work a little bit better. So I've started using this brush, which is a Luxie 660. It's actually a precision foundation brush, funny enough. And that's what I've been using this blush with, and it's been super great. I really like it. I'm gonna do it on the back of my hand. So I just tap it in there a little bit, and then when you go to put it on, it's not quite as intense. It just gives a nice glow. It's hard to see on my hand, but it just gives this really nice glow that you were I wasn't able to get with the other brush because I would just end up with this like crazy red streak. So there you go. I've also been really liking this highlight. It goes over the blush shade very well. So this is a cream blush. This is a cream, glow cream base. I think you're supposed to put this on underneath this. I don't find that necessary. I don't like extra layers where I don't need them. And this blush here is a duo glow. So it's kind of like a glowing blush as well. So you don't really need to do both steps. I like this as well, but I actually do think the darker color in it is my favorite. So this is definitely on my favorites list. Let me know if you are interested in that full review of this. I don't know what else could possibly be said about this, but I do really enjoy it, and I think that there's not enough specific, very detailed reviews on products anymore, especially with everybody on no buys. So this was definitely a month of blush. I bought so many blushes when I did that haul, and I actually really like this as well. So this is only getting an honorable mention. I can't truthfully say it's a whole favorite, used it a million times, because I actually haven't. This is the Jouer Bouquet d'Amour. And Helene, don't judge me for my lack of French accent. I know I'm Canadian, I'm not doing anybody any justice. I suck at French. But this was such a great variation of blush shades. I looked at that orange, and same thing when I looked at the red, I was like, oh damn, this is gonna be crazy. But I used this yesterday and actually did like a monochrome orange look, and I will insert it here. I think I took a picture, hopefully I did. If I did, I'll insert it. If I didn't, we're out of luck. But that orange is just such a nice warm blush, and they're not that common. It's not something you see all the time. I had wanted to try the Jouer products for a long time. I have a few Jouer eye toppers and like little things I've gotten in sets, but I'd never tried their face products, and I wanted to try this. I put this as a buy or buy on my Instagram, and people voted, and it was very much 50-50, but I totally got it. I'm very happy with it. All the blushes I've tried so far, I like. The only one I haven't tried is this really hot pink in the middle. Even this Seduce Me here seems like it's pretty okay. Like none of these are really crazily pigmented. I actually think they're all very nice. For someone that didn't have any favorites for February, there seems to be a lot to talk about. All right, so another blush I actually picked up this month was the Burt's Bees blush in Toasted Cinnamon. This same thing goes for this as goes for the Jouer blush palette. I've only been able to try this once or twice, but I did want to talk about it because I was very surprised at how much I liked it. I actually bought this on Kathleen Light's recommendation. I wish I had more to say about it. At $14 in the drugstore, it is a little bit more pricey, but I have noticed that Burt's Bees has been going on sale a little bit more often at Rexall specifically. So for my Canadian girls out there, if you are looking to try some of the Burt's Bees makeup, if you like the natural cruelty-free makeup, you can absolutely go into Rexall like at any given time, and it's been 20% off quite a bit. So it definitely helps with the price point. The other reason I like this is it is truly just a unique type color. You don't see a lot of blushes, like this. It is almost like a bronzer, but it is not. It's a little bit more on the orange side. So I truly believe that I like this due to its uniqueness and the fact that it just kind of warms up the face. I also, in the summer when I'm tanned, reach more towards the like brownish type blushes. Like I almost drop off the light pinks completely. I'm more like deep purples and into like almost burgundies and browns. So this will probably be very much a go-to in the summer once we actually get summer to ever come back. And as I just did that, it fell out of the pan. That's amazing. Why does this keep happening on camera? Burt's Bees, I'm disappointed in you. Just since that happened, and now that I'm looking at it, the only piece of glue that was touching was right there. So what did they expect, really? For $14, that's a little disappointing, and I'm glad that just happened on camera because that's bullshit. Okay, moving right along, I actually picked up this Tarte Inner Rim Liner as well. So I've been very tired lately. I've not been sleeping. We're back to sleeping 2 to 3 hours a night and working a million hours a week. So obviously that's exhausting. My eyes are red and tired most of the time. So this Inner Rim Liner has really been helping out with that. I don't really like white eyeliner on the inner rim. It looks very fake. I know, blue eyelids, whatever. But It looks very fake. It looks like you're wearing white eyeliner on the inner rim instead of just looking like you're waking up your eyes, which is what this does. So I really, really like that. I also picked this up in the haul for the with all the gift cards. This is also something I probably would not have bought under my own accord, but once I use this up, I will likely repurchase it. It's something I've been reaching for a whole lot, and it's really been helping brighten my face up just in total. Like the days I wear this versus the days that I don't, people will always be like, oh, you look really tired on the days that I don't, or oh, are you okay? You know, people, if you ask somebody if they're tired or tell them that they look tired, it's just a polite way of telling them that they look like shit, so stop it. Okay, so we're going to move into the two products that I did not love this month that I'm pretty disappointed with, and then we're gonna go into the skincare and we're gonna wrap this up. So the first product is the CoverFX Custom Cover Drops. I was really disappointed in this, but I also feel like part of the reason I didn't really like it is because these are kind of dried out. So I expected it to be better quality. The shade match was honestly perfect. I couldn't have picked a better shade, but even when I mixed it with other foundations, it just didn't do it for me. It then made the foundations I liked break up. When I tried to use it on its own, just as like a sheer cover, it wouldn't give sheer cover. It would be like super full color coverage here and then like patchy up here, and then over here it wouldn't cover at all. I really didn't like it. I wish I could return it and get my $25 back that I didn't really spend my own money. But I just was really disappointed in this, and if I could, I would definitely have taken it back. The other product I had recently picked up, I picked this up a couple days ago, is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. This is the High Shine lipstick, and this one is in the shade Send Nudes. So, I like this in theory, but my opinion, this is the shade, my opinion on the liquid catsuits are they are supposed to be long wearing. You put them on and they stay on forever. This is not the case with these guys. This one I put on and I was having to reapply it all day, and then I looked in the mirror and sweet baby Jesus that I have the grossest, slimiest butthole lips you could ever imagine. I should have taken a picture, to the point where I actually went out and looked at my colleague and I was like, how did you let me walk around like that? Because I am in meetings all day, and 90% of the day I don't get to look at myself in the mirror. I was horrified. Couldn't even believe it. So upset with myself. This will probably go back to Rexall, not impressed. Okay, so getting into skincare and what I have been doing to improve my skincare routine. So the first one is actually the Mario Badescu Glycolic Acid Toner. I had picked this up in the gift card haul as well, and I've used probably about 2 weeks worth, so I think it's gonna last a very long time actually, which is really, really great. It wasn't too expensive. I think it was around 20 bucks. I used to really like the Pixie Toner. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. I've gone through multiple bottles of that, but I think I'll actually be switching to the Mario Badescu one on a permanent basis. This paired with the other products I'm going to talk about have really helped me out. So after I get out of the shower or after I wash my face, I just put this on a cotton round, go around my whole face, let it dry, and then I'll go in with the Organic Wear Bright Boost. So this is another thing that I had let kind of sit and stopped using for a while. This is by Physicians Formula. It's in the Organic Wear line. I had picked this up on a recommendation from Rach Loves about a year or so ago, and when I was wearing it at first, I was really liking it, and then I stopped. I think it had something to do with the summer. It was, my skin was way too, my skin is not oily in the summer, but I sweat a lot because I can't control my temperature, and in the winter when I am very dry, this like blows my mind. So these two things paired together, I believe, is what is actually bringing the redness down on my face. So I do this first, and then I go in with this, one drop on my forehead, and then I put a drop and kind of drag it across, a drop and drag it across, and then I just kind of circular motions rub it into my skin. I leave it for about 10 minutes or so, and then I go in with whatever moisturizer I am using if it's in the morning. I do the same thing at night because I have to shower at night, but I will do this, and then at night, before I put on a moisturizer, I will use the Ole Henriksen Transform Invigorating Night Transformation Gel. I have a huge skincare bin in my washroom, and every time I get skincare samples, I get new skincare and kits, I get skincare sent to me, which is another thing we're going to talk about, I throw it into the skincare bin because I don't really like to screw with my skin too much. I don't really like to mess with things. I like to know what I'm putting in and out of my skincare, especially recently, because my skin freaks out sometimes. Like, it takes a lot of abuse, so I can't really be mad at it. But so this had been in there for a little while, and I actually thought when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, sheer transformation. I thought it was the moisturizer. I was super excited about it because I love that moisturizer. And I grabbed it, and then I opened it, and I was like, oh, it's gone bad because this is actually clear and doesn't look like a moisturizer. And then I looked, realized it was not actually what I thought at all, and was this. So I tried it. So I did those 2 steps, and then when the oil had sunk in, I put this on as well. And I have to be honest, it doesn't feel great. When you first put it on, it does, I don't want to say sting, but it's somewhere in between a sting and a tingle. It feels like it's working, I will say that. And when I wake up in the morning, my skin is freaking flawless. So I think this is helping with the redness, and I think this is actually taking the blemishes away and making my skin very even. For those of you who have been around, and I know my ear is still red, but like, I can't change who I am. But if you look at my skin now compared to a little while ago, it's completely different. I hope you can see it in the inserts I put in and how different it looks. But this little trio of loveliness has been really helping me out. It's also really helped in healing my nose after being sick. Normally I have peeling skin around my nose for a week or 2 after. I am still currently sick, just not as badly as I was. And my nose is almost completely healed. Okay, so one of the last things I want to talk about is I've actually been really loving my MAC Fix Plus lately as well. So I know this is like the longest favorites video ever. I don't even know how we got here, but this guy here I've been a really big fan of lately. When I am sick, my skin is dry. It's winter, so my skin is dry, and I've been like putting these products on and improving my skincare. And on the days that it's just not enough, I've been spraying this on my face to sink everything in. I am in and out of love with Fix Plus all the time. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god, spray my brush with Fix Plus, spray my kids with Fix Plus, spray my bedroom with Fix Plus, and my face and my hands and my hair. And like, I don't do it. And I don't most of the time notice a big difference. I don't even use it to spray my brush to use with other products. I know a lot of people do that. I don't find it does anything in that sense, but it's really been a big help for me in trying to get my skin to look better when it's dry. So if you're struggling with dry skin or making your makeup look nicer on your face, just give a quick spritz, the whole thing before your setting spray with Fix Plus. Let your makeup sink into your skin, and then go in with your setting spray. It will make a world of difference. So I want to talk about one more favorite before I go in with my wipes that I wanted to talk about, and it's actually the candle I have behind me. I've tried more than one of them. So it is by Sand and Fog, and I get them from Winners or Marshalls. So for those of you who don't know, Winners is essentially TJ Maxx in Canada. I think for quality wise, it's like Marshalls, Winners, TJ Maxx. I've only been to a TJ Maxx once, and I would say it's just slightly under quality of Winners based on experience, but that could be just based on the one I went to, but I'm not 100% sure. I do believe Winners is the TJ Maxx of Canada. Anyway, it's all owned by the same company. So I really like these candles. They're about 20 bucks Canadian from Winners or Marshalls. They have a really nice wood cap. Mine's actually in the other room. And they just have the cleanest scents. Like, I hate candles that when you burn them, your whole house smells like a cookie or like a pine tree. Like, those scents make me feel like you're masking a stink in your house, and these Sand and Fog candles just make your house smell fresh. So in the winter, especially if you have pets, no matter what you do, because your windows aren't open, your house can start to smell musty, can start to smell doggy in our case specifically, and no matter how much I clean or how much I try and take care of things to make sure it doesn't happen, I just find I get that kind of underlying smell anyway. And I don't like how, like, I do like Bath & Body Works candles, don't get me wrong, but a lot of those candles to me just smell like you're masking a smell. These ones just add to the clean smell in your house, and I really like that. They are 3-wick candles, and they are totally worth it. They are a little bit more expensive for a candle than I think most people are willing to pay, but then when I think about Bath & Body Works, it's normally like 3 for 40 bucks. These are 20 and double the size. It's really not so bad. And I also really love the containers that they're in. I love the label. It's very classy looking. I love the container. It's just like a frosted ombre glass of whatever color you try. This is my second one, and I have never, outside of Bath & Body Works candles, gone and sought out a candle of any kind. Okay. So we're gonna get into the last couple of items here, and these were actually sent to me. This is not sponsored. These were sent from Influencer. And I think I've only ever talked about Influencer products once or twice on my channel, and I actually really love these. These are the lemon exfoliating slices and the lemon cleansing wipes from Clean and Clear. They also sent me a cleanser, which is in the washroom, and my husband is in there, so I can't get it, but these are the best makeup wipes I think I've ever tried. I was super surprised when I opened them. It's just like a standard makeup wipe. When I opened them, I could not actually believe the smell. Like, it smells so strongly like lemon and citrus, and if you're not into that, these are probably not it for you, but god damn, they were so, so good. So they're kind of see-through, and I was going to actually take my makeup off. That's what I said at the beginning, but now that I look at the time, I don't have time to take my makeup off, edit and upload this whole video, get everything ready for this video, and get out of here by 4 o'clock. So I'm not going to take my makeup off, but what I will do is I'm going to actually put some stuff on my hand that I would normally put on my face, like an eyeliner. I already have some blush on there. Let me put an eyeshadow. Oh, dang it. What else can I put on here? Let's put on some foundation. So we'll give this a second to kind of dry, and let me put on a liquid lipstick as well. So this is a Kat Von D Everlasting liquid lipstick. I'm going to put a little swipe of mascara as well. And I know that a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, mascara's not the same if it's not on your lashes, which is a fair statement, but I don't have the time to do what I wanted to do. So let's give this some time to dry. I want to do a demonstration on the makeup wipe because I hate when people talk about makeup wipes and you're like, great, it's just a package, it's a makeup wipe, it's a makeup wipe. My biggest complaint with makeup wipes is I wear black liquid eyeliner every single day, and I just end up, when I take that off, with smears of black eyeliner everywhere until I go and fully cleanse my face. So if I'm ever having a really lazy day and I just want to be like, and take my makeup off, I can never really do that because I end up with black smears everywhere. Okay, so it's been about a minute or so. Okay, so it's been about a minute or so, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off in real time with the same wipe that I've had this whole time. Gone. Everything. Minimal effort. It doesn't feel scratchy. Like, that's another thing I really don't like about makeup wipes, is when I'm taking my makeup off, it feels super, super scratchy. This is literally completely clean. Like, that's my other hand that had no makeup on it at all, and they look exactly the same. There's no black swipes, there's nothing, and I just did that real-time, live awesomeness. The other thing I like is that only took like half of it. Anyway, I really am liking those two products. This I've been using on and off. I'm not sure how I feel about this in general, but I do, when I'm just taking my makeup off with the cleansing wipes and I'm way too tired to do my skincare. Like, guys, I talk about the fact that I leave my house for work at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I will get home at 9 at night, and that means I basically come home, eat dinner, shower, and get back in bed, and then get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go back to work. So for me, some nights I just can't make my skincare happen. So I've been using these lemon cleansing wipes. I take all my makeup off, and then I use the exfoliating, and I'll take one of these out so you can see it as well. And for the right name, exfoliating lemon slices. So they're actually cut into the shape of a lemon, which is super, super cute. And then I will take this, run it over my whole face, throw on some moisturizer, and go to sleep. These do taste, or these, they don't taste, I haven't eaten them. These do smell a little bit more medical than the cleansing wipes do, but I do use these as well. So it says exfoliate and swipe away debris, avoiding eyes, no need to rinse, use daily. So these are oil-free, and they have vitamin C in them as well. I've actually almost used the whole package that they sent me, and there was 25 wipes in here. There's probably only about 5 left. Okay guys, I hope you liked this favorites and fails video. I actually liked most of the things that I bought in the haul that I've tried so far. I'm going to do a few hauls revisited in the next little while just so we can get a better idea of how those hauls went. Let me know what you've been loving this month. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe before you go.